What is going on, everybody? Yes, you read the title correctly. This is going to be my review, well, mostly my first impressions of Black Panther. Starring Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Danny Gurira, and Martin Freeman, also Andy Serkis, to name but a few. The game that you are currently seeing on your screen right now is Batman Arkham City. Unfortunately, we do not have a Black Panther game. Hashtag Black Panther game. But anyways, I digress. On with the show. Also, I should mention right before we go on, this video does contain spoilers, and well, it's in the title and in the thumbnail and also in the video description. And you had a couple months to see the movie, you have been warned. Anyways, let's continue. So the film starts off with this father talking to his son about Wakanda and all the technological advances that have come because of vibranium. You see, vibranium, the same stuff that Captain America has to make his shield, came in the form of a meteor that crash landed in Africa, and basically Wakanda got the good deal of it, and pretty much they made technological advances, like I said, and made a very thriving city that is even better than the United States of America, which I call bullshit on. But anyways, this film is a bit political, and depending on what side you're on, it doesn't really matter, because regardless, it's still a pretty good action film with a very talented cast, I'm not gonna lie, but it does pose the question of, should we open our borders, should we give some of our vibranium to some of the countries that are working with us? And that is pretty good, because I don't think that message will ever really grow old, because you'll always get someone who will argue the fact that, oh, if you give them to these countries, then they'll fight you back. Or you'll always get the other side of the argument, which is basically it could be a better world for all and not just for one single country if you have really good technological advances and you don't share them with people, you know? That's basically the argument there. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the film was a bit SJW-ish. Not too much. It's where you could still watch the film and kind of roll your eyes at some of the things that some of these people actually did say. But I'm just thinking, if the roles were reversed, you know, you would get a bunch of people on the, you know, SJW side basically saying that this film's racist, sexist, and everything under the book, you know. To make an example of that, there's a scene where Martin Freeman, who plays Ross, a character named Ross, Lieutenant Ross or something like that, and he gets shot, and they take him back to Wakanda, and one of the characters actually says, and I'm quoting this, "Great, another broken white guy we need to fix." And it's like, if I said, "Great, another broken black person we need to fix," in a movie, I would never hear the end of it. That movie would be considered racist, sexist, you know, stuff like that. But since it's a white guy, it's okay. But anyways, I digressed. You know what? I just realized something. Martin Freeman and Andy Serkis are both in this movie, and they were both in The Hobbit. That's kind of funny. Well, anyways, so where was I? Oh yeah. This film is very unique in how it describes or how it characterizes certain characters, and I did feel for the villain a little bit, because he did get screwed over by the Wakandans and by America to an extent. Um, but not really. Mostly by the Wakandans because they just left him there. With a dead father, pretty much. So that's kind of not kind of cool. And they didn't even bring him back to Wakanda. Like I said, they just left him there. I would be pretty pissed too. Yeah, I would. I would be a villain too. When actually the main character actually finds out about this, he is like very shocked and appalled, you know, about you know what his father did back in the past. He's like, really? Why'd you do that? You know, this is horrible. He's a Wakandan. You know, well, yeah, but we needed to keep him like a secret and stuff like that. And he's like, dude, that's messed up. You know, I'm paraphrasing here, but that's basically what he said. And pretty much he tries to reason with Killmonger. Killmonger actually kills Ulysses S. Claw or whatever, and says, here, I got the man you've been looking for, and I want the throne. You know, it's my rightful heir. I'm just as much of a Wakandan as you guys. Technically he's not, because he was born in America, but anyways, I digress again. Fictional film. But anyways, they do this ritual, this like fighting ritual, for like whoever wins gets to be king of Wakanda, which you do see earlier in the film. And the Black Panther, or T'Challa, who's played by, I forgot to mention this, Chadwick Boseman, and he basically mops the floor with one guy who bested him earlier, but he didn't mop the floor with Killmonger, played by Michael B. Jordan. Killmonger basically kicks his ass. I mean, like, totally just rips him a new one and pretty much kills him, almost. Basically there's another ritual to actually become the Black Panther, which Michael B. Jordan's character Killmonger does, and he actually gets to see his father in like a hallucination, or in the afterlife kind of. And he basically says, you know, how come they don't accept us? And the father says, maybe we're lost. And maybe the guy says, maybe Wakanda's lost. And that brings a pretty good dynamic to, you know, a very good character development towards Killmonger's character, which I find very fascinating. It was, you know, yeah, I did feel for the guy, because like I said, if, you know, he got screwed over. I mean, not only did his father die, but the people who killed his father just up and left, didn't even take him with him to this magnificent city that's better than the United States, which I still call bullshit on. But anyways, fictional story, Charles, come on. But anyways, where was I? Oh yes, almost dead, and basically he gets out of this hallucination or whatever, or the afterlife, and he says, you see all these flowers that make all these people, you know, the Black Panther, I don't really want them for another king, you know, only for me. So burn them all. Burn all these flowers that make the Black Panther or whatever. And they basically do it because, you know, he's their king now. He just killed the previous one, or almost did, kind of. So anyways, they burn all the flowers except one. The T'Challa's girlfriend, who's played by Lupita Nyong'o, whatever spelled Lupita space Nyong apostrophe O. Sorry I butchered your name, lady, but anyways, on with the show. she takes the flower and actually goes to a rival tribe up in the snowy mountain region of Africa, and basically says, "Hey, look, Killmonger is a butthole. Can you like defeat him? Here's like the Black Panther drug to make you all cool and Black Panther strong and stuff." And he's like, I could do that, but I actually have your boyfriend, and as my generosity, he's in the snow. You could probably heal him, do whatever you want with him. And he's like, "Oh, really? That's cool." So basically, they give him his Black Panther drug, and T'Challa, aka the Black Panther, is in the spirit world, and he's basically talking to his father, and he's like, "Dude, you created Killmonger. You created him, dude. Like, why? You made him into a monster. You screwed him over by killing his dad and leaving him in America." And he was like, "Well, I had to do certain things as a king that you didn't know." Well, shut up. And he's like, "Dad, I love you, but I gotta fix your mistake." So yeah, I'm paraphrasing there, but basically that's kind of how the conversation went. They set up a plan to defeat Killmonger, and T'Challa gets his Black Panther suit on, and he basically just devises a plan to defeat Killmonger, and he gets his suit back, and he has to also not only defeat Killmonger, but some of the guards for Wakanda, because they're on Killmonger's side now, because Killmonger won them over through fear tactics and stuff like that. So it's pretty much an all-out civil war amongst the Wakandans and stuff, and they actually do get help from the rival tribe in the mountains. But anyways, it comes to hero versus villain. Who will win? Well, we obviously know who's gonna win because his name's in the title. It's the Black Panther. But anyways, you probably want to know how he wins. So they basically fight into the subway station that they have. Wakanda actually has a subway station, and how they got there actually was Killmonger was about to kill his own cousin, but Black Panther tackled him into the subway station, and the sister says, his suit is very powerful, you got to be careful, T'Challa, who is the Black Panther, and he's like, "Well, there's magnets in the thing, correct? Let's use those." But it's dangerous though. You might die. Well, we'll do it at any cost, etc., etc. So they turn on the magnets in the subway station, and they pretty much are duking it out with like their armor weakened, because as you know, vibranium is a type of metal in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and in the comic books. So they're fighting it out, and they basically are just fisticuff to fisticuff. It's brutal. It's a pretty cool fight. Killmonger actually says, I got screwed over basically, and this is my revenge. And Black Panther actually makes a good point, and he's like, "Well, you've become what you've always fought against, and I have to stop you because of that." And Killmonger actually pulls out a knife, and he is trying to stab Black Panther, but it doesn't work. He comes pretty close though, but the Black Panther actually stabs him by self-defense. He didn't actually I can't talk. Actually wanted to kill Killmonger. He wanted him to be alive to show that he was basically the better man. You know, and he kind of felt bad for him. And after all's said and done, after the fight's all done, Killmonger is on his knees with the knife still lodged in his chest, and he's like, you know, my dad always said that the sunrise in Wakanda is so, the sunset in Wakanda is so beautiful, and I would love to see it. And pretty much Black Panther takes him up to the highest point in Wakanda, as far as I know, to see the Wakandan sunset. And Killmonger's like, beautiful. And Black Panther's like, you know, we have tools to like help you. You know, to make sure that you're still alive. And he's like, what? So I could be in your prison? No. Bury me in the ocean, where my ancestors were, because they knew that, and I'm quoting this, they knew that death was better than chains. And to an extent, I understand where he's coming from, but still, he went about it the wrong way. I mean, I'm kind of glad that he was the villain of the story and he wasn't the main hero of the story, but still. Anyways, there are like 2 after credit scenes. One is actually of T'Challa, not in his Black Panther getup, actually at the UN, and he basically says to build borders is stupid, and we need to, you know, have open trade, etc. Basically, pretty much bashing on Trump, which they're free to do. I don't mind. And then there's another after credit scene that has Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier in Wakanda, and they're nursing him back to health from the previous movie. I guess he got injured. I didn't actually see Captain America Civil War. If you guys want me to review that movie, please make sure to at least give it 2 or 3 likes. At the most, 3. And maybe I'll think about reviewing the movie. But anyways, after that, the movie pretty much ends, and it actually brings up some points that are very controversial and still kind of, you know, political devices used today, which I don't mind. Sorry, I got a little cotton mouth there. But anyways, here's my opinion on the whole movie as a whole. How would I grade it? I would probably grade it an A- or a B+. Okay, it's a pretty good movie. It has a very talented cast and okay writing at best. Okay, I love the action scenes. I actually like some of the characterizations for like characters like Killmonger and the main character, the main superhero, you know. And I did love Andy Serkis as Ulysses Claw, because it was just he made it his own. He was hilarious in the role. I always liked him in The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings movies as Smeagol and Gollum, respectively. And how do I put this? The thing that really kind of bugs me and kind of scares me a little bit is that some of these SJW types are kind of going to ruin movies. Not that this movie was terrible. Again, it wasn't terrible. Like I said, it was a pretty good movie. It had a pretty good cast, had pretty great action scenes. Script could have been better, but like I said, I think movies should be a place of, freedom from politics and stuff like that. I mean, I don't mind politics. Matter of fact, I love politics, but I have to take a break every once in a while because I do. It's very tense subjects that you deal with politics, especially with Black Panther. I mean, you can even argue the fact that Black Panther, the name itself, is very controversial because it's very similar to the group, the Black Panthers. Okay, but anyways, I guess what I'm trying to say is that this movie was a really good movie, and I do like some of what it did, like one thing that I will give it credit for is it basically had the message. It had more than just one message of just, oh, government or white people are bad. It didn't have that message. It had the message of it was don't judge people based on what their ancestors did, which I really liked and really respected. And I think they treated it with the utmost respect. I just wish they would have emphasized that a little more. But anyways, I will mention some of the things that are surrounding the movie. Like, some people are saying it's the most diverse movie in the MCU, which I call bullcrap on, because just because you have less white people in it doesn't make it diverse. I know it seems like I'm shitting on this movie, which I'm not trying to do. I'm just trying to point out some of the bullshit surrounding this movie, if that makes sense. Okay? And, well, you guys are listening to what I have to say, so yeah. I really think that some of, the praise that this movie gets is somewhat warranted, but some of these people act like they are longtime fans of the Black Panther, and the Black Panther has been around since, I think, the 60s or the 70s, and they didn't even know that the Black Panther existed until this one major Marvel movie came out. I really think that some of these people are just fans just solely because there's a black man in the lead role. Like, there wasn't any other black superhero movies like Blade, Spawn, Hancock, Now, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's the first Marvel MCU movie that has a predominantly black cast. I'm not complaining that it has a black cast. I'm just kind of complaining a little bit that some people just call it diverse just because it has less white people in it, and that if honestly, if some of the jokes that were used in this movie, like I said, were reversed, like the another broken white guy that we have to fix. If I said, oh, another broken black guy that we have to fix, a lot of people would be up in arms, and call for the boycotting of this movie. And I would just like to say, for people who you know, social justice types, the people who say that they support equality and stuff like that, and freedom of speech, but they do the opposite. I would just like to say, you have full reign of what you want to say. This is a free country, but please notice 3 things. Number 1, just because there's less white people in a movie, I cannot stress this enough, it does not mean that it's diverse just because there's less white people in it. And number 2 is, if you like a superhero, that's good, just don't automatically hop on the bandwagon just because a character's not white or a character's not black. It's just kind of stupid. Like the character for the character. Don't like the character just because of their skin color or sex, And number 3, and I think this is a little more important, notice that this is my opinion, okay, on the film. And like I said, I do not hate this film. I will repeat, I do not hate this film. It's a pretty great film, okay? And, they knew what they were doing when they made this film. And from what I saw from the film, I liked a lot of what it presented to me. It's just, there were some things that I thought could have been better, okay? Again, this is my opinion. You can disagree with me in the comments down below. Okay? I do not want to see this video removed just because someone doesn't like this. And partially, I was a little bit afraid of making this video because, honestly, Black Panther is a very kind of political film, and it's been under fire recently with all this political jargon and stuff like that. Okay? So, with that out of the way, I would just like to say that I loved the movie for what it was worth, and honestly, I really want to see a sequel because I don't know what they're gonna do with the next Avengers movie exactly, but I do want to see another solo Black Panther movie. And also, I would love to see another superhero related game other than just the one you're seeing on screen right now. But anyways, I digress. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby knew what they were doing when they made an amazing and interesting character. As always, I'm Charles Prather, and don't say Macbeth on stage. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell notification to get notified of all my lovely little videos. Bye.